Cases of juvenile crime pile up. One high-profile police officer wants to make it easier for people to know about the decisions that judges are making.
Yeah, so it's a controversial call for even more transparency in Hamilton County. And WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes has a look at what could be on the line. Hey, Todd.
Hi, Chris and Ashley. The head of Cincinnati's FOP wants to go a step further than the recommendations of a state Supreme Court task force that he was recently part of. Ken Kober wants to see the names of local judges in publicly shared documents and data about kids accused of crimes who don't end up in a courtroom. The number of stories about teens and preteens in Cincinnati engaging in criminal activity has people wondering, A, what's going on, and B, how many kids are involved.
It's a couple hundred kids in the entire city.
Ken Kober is president of Cincinnati's Fraternal Order of Police.
200 is a very, very small number. They're the ones that are committing the most violent crime. The problem is they're not being held accountable. So they're left out to continue to reoffend and reoffend and reoffend.
Kober had that perspective in mind when he served on a task force created by Ohio's Supreme Court to study diversion practices in juvenile courtrooms across the state. Diversion happens when courts steer young people accused of certain kinds of crimes away from getting deeply tangled up in the legal system.
I understand nobody wants to arrest a juvenile, nobody wants to give them a record. However, we're not talking about kids stealing a candy bar from Kroger.
Last month, the task force released several recommendations. One calls for juvenile courts in Ohio to share information about how many and what kinds of cases get diverted. Kober wants to go a step further and have juvenile court judges' names be part of any publicly available data.
Ultimately, what I hope that comes from this is they're going to think twice before they divert a violent crime anyway, because they know that they may be held accountable.
I talked to Cincinnati Police Chief Terry Thigi not about naming judges, but about the push to make courts that deal with teens and preteens as transparent as possible.
If there is an opportunity to be more transparent, that's not just good for the community, it's good for the cops to know what's going on with these kids.
And Chief Thigi said she also hears from police officers who tell her they don't know what happens to the young people that they interact with in many cases. Now, I've been trying without any luck to interview a juvenile court judge here in Hamilton County. In a statement, a spokesperson says the juvenile court absolutely agrees with the recommendations by the task force for increased transparency. That statement notes last year's annual report includes data about kids whose cases don't get tied up in the system, but the statement does not mention Ken Kober's push to reveal the names of judges along with those statistics. Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
Yeah, and Todd, aside from trying to talk to a judge, have you spoken to anybody else about the idea of naming names?
Well, I had a chance to talk to a child law expert earlier today who worries that including the names of judges linked to specific cases in an annual report or in some other public-facing format could interfere with traditional rules of due process. That's the concern there. The expert said there's a different level of openness when cases involve juveniles instead of adults, given the ages involved and the related privacy concerns.
Yeah, it's an issue so many people are trying to solve, especially with recent cases. Todd, thank you so much.